Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided that I would tell you a little story about why I decided to quit piano back when I was younger and why I'm deciding now to pick it up again. So growing up at my piano academy called Pianovia, every single week I would focus on this thing called CM or Certificate of Merit, and basically it's, I don't know how it works in other states, but at least in California, it's a series of exams where there is a performance piece or pieces, and then a theory exam when if you pass both, then you become certified in whatever level that you're taking the test for. And it's kind of just like proof that you're actually good at piano for college applications or whatever else you need that proof for. Now, I was at CM level 8, which is it's up there. I think there's 10 levels total, so it's pretty high. At the piano academy, like the teachers were great and all, but I just felt like I was pressured into just learning piano for the sake of taking the exam, for the sake of, like looking good for college applications and being like the perfect Asian daughter or whatever other stereotypes you want to go with. So it wasn't really an enjoyable experience for me, and every single day, like after school, I would just become really anxious because I knew that I would have to go home and practice piano, but I didn't want to at all because it wasn't fun for me and it just felt like something I was being forced into. At one point even, I was probably only practicing when I had my lessons at the piano academy. I would lie to my mom and tell her I practiced when I really didn't. So as you can tell, like that also caused a lot of other issues, but basically I was not enjoying piano at all and it was making me very unhappy. So one day as I was preparing for CM level 9, I just decided, you know what, like I've had enough of this. Like I'm tired of being so upset every day and hating my life because I have to practice piano and just overall just not being happy. So I decided to tell my mom and my piano teachers like, hey, I've decided to quit. And as you can imagine, it did not go down well. There was a lot of crying, a lot of why are you doing this? All this money is going to waste. What are you doing with your life? Like, why did I spend all this money if you're not even gonna like finish like to CM level 10 at least? So that was a very difficult decision for me to make, and it was very difficult for me to tell my parents that, but at the end of the day, I believe that it was the right decision for me to make. This was when I was probably around maybe beginning of high school. I don't remember exactly when, but probably around like 9th or 10th grade. At that point, I started playing when I was 5. So let's see, when is that? Maybe like 8 or 9 years. 8 or 9 years of piano, and I decided to quit just out of the blue one day. Or I didn't decide to quit out of the blue one day, I decided to make it official that I wanted to quit. After the initial shock and all the initial like fighting and people trying to make me change my mind, and after all that died down, everything just became better. Like I became much happier. I had more time to spend with friends. I could focus my time and effort on things I actually wanted to do, like sports. And it was just overall, like it just made me happier to not be forced into playing piano every single day. So this lasted until about college. At my university, Boston University, there are public pianos around, and in one of the main buildings, you can always find someone there playing whatever songs they want. And that actually made me kind of miss playing piano. Thinking back at it, I liked the idea of playing piano. I liked the idea of being able to create music and to just have this magical, enchanting skill that, you know, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to even explore. So after my second year of college, I actually went out to try to buy, oh, Ozzy, stop. I went out to actually buy a secondhand keyboard. Now, this thing was absolutely awful. It was $50, which is really, really cheap for a keyboard, but there's a reason why. It was, oh, probably like 10 years old. It only had 66 keys. There were no pedals, and also the keys weren't weighted at all. I don't know how to really explain it, but a real piano, like a grand piano or an upright piano, feels very different from a keyboard most of the time because of the way that the keys are made and how it feels when you press down. You know, like music players or piano players, you know what I'm talking about. So even though I did buy a keyboard my third year of college, and I played for a few weeks afterward, I stopped again, or I never really got back into it because the keyboard sucked so much. And I was used to having like this certain quality of piano and like making certain noises and being able to do specific things with my keyboard. After graduation, or before graduation, I sold that keyboard because like it sucked, and I was moving back home to California and I wasn't gonna lug that giant thing across the country, and it's $50 anyway. Probably sold it for like $10 to someone because I was just trying to offload it before I left. So fast forward to the recent few months, I moved out from home. I got my first job out of college, started making my own money, and I decided, hey, you know what? Like, I have a steady income now and I have my own place. It might be time to look into getting back into piano seriously. So originally I was planning to buy a Yamaha Arius YPD 103 model from this guy on this app called Let Go. It's where you can buy and sell secondhand goods. But when I messaged him on the day of pickup, he never responded. So he flaked, and I think the reason why was when I went to go test out the keyboard originally, like a few weeks before, he told me that the reason why he was trying to sell it was because it didn't have a place for headphones. But I was thinking, you know, like all digital pianos made within the past, I don't know, like 2 decades or something should all have, you know, a headphone port. So looked at his user's manual and found it, and so he originally said that he would still sell it to me because that, you know, like it wasn't really fair for me to drive all that way just for him to change his mind, but guess he changed his mind in the end anyway. So next I was just, you know, like browsing Google looking for piano stores around, and I actually found one that was closing down in this area, so scheduled a visit there, and I walked away a few weeks ago with my current keyboard in the back right there. So at the end of the day, I think the real question is, do I regret quitting? I definitely do not regret it. I was much happier, and I feel like I was able to thrive back in high school because I'd quit, and it just made me just much less anxious, much happier, and I was able to focus on other things that I honestly actually cared about. On the flip side, do I wish that I had kept playing? I actually do. Right now when I practice whatever songs, I realize like how much I've forgotten and how much I can't do that I used to be able to do before. Like I've gotten so much worse at sight reading, my hands don't move as quickly, I can't play certain things at a certain speed or learn things as quickly as I used to, but honestly that's okay. Like I still have time to learn, I have time to practice now, and I can actually play songs that I want to play instead of just being restricted to whatever the certificate of merit had on their like testing list. Now I can actually play like anime openings or like whatever else that I'm actually interested in and enjoy the music. So that's it for my piano experience. Let me know if you've had something similar to happen to you, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.